Cowboy Bebop is very character driven. The show studies the reactions of these people being put through all these different events. For the most part, they just act like things like that happen all the time. In Toys in the Attic, for example, Spike is calm during the final climax and isn't really worried as much because he's certain that he will pull through. This in itself is one of the reasons I love Spike so much. I don't remember a single episode where he's scared or worries that the end result of the episode will be bad. Every episode he's calm and puts up with it. I think the only episode where he's a little different is in Cowboy Funk, where he meets Andy, another bounty hunter. Spike and Andy are almost the exact same, and the entire episode is about them essentially rivaling against each other, and in the end discovering that the only way to catch the bad guy in the episode is to work together. The episode is hilarious for many reasons, one of which being that it's the only time we actually see Spike get challenged and even overly annoyed. Sure, we see him get annoyed or angry plenty of times, but this is the only time where we really focus on his reactions. His calmness is one of the reasons why he's my favourite character in the show. Even in the last episode, where he knows there's a gigantic chance he won't survive his final battle, he goes into it just like it's another day at the office. When he sees Jet for the final time, instead of getting all sentimental and sad, he doesn't even say goodbye. Spike has the most character development in Ballad of Fallen Angels. In this session, after his confrontation with Vicious, he falls out of a cathedral window. The life of his former self flashes before his eyes in a montage. This montage remains in my eyes the most powerful moment in the entire series. Spike is not only my favourite character in the show, but one of my favourite characters in anything. Now let's talk about Jet. Jet is the only character in the show that suffered from being developed badly. All the sessions that focus solely on him are boring and don't really serve much purpose except for the incredibly underrated Ganymede Elegy. Jet would have actually been a much better and much cooler character if we never find out about his backstory. Jet is dark and mysterious. I think if they had kept him like that and only briefly flashed over his backstory, he could have been a much better character. Faye is one of the most sympathetic characters in the show. A lot of the things she does, including the way she dresses and the way she interacts with people, actually has reasoning behind it that's revealed later in the show. Over the course of the show, her character changes a lot. Not even simply because her backstory is revealed. She grows respect for Jet and Spike and even cares for them. We first see this in session 5 where Faye stays by Spike's bed after he's in bandages. Of course this is then ruined when Spike says,
"You sing off key."
The next time we really see this is in the final episode where Faye wants to know why Spike is literally going to go off and face certain death. When he finally leaves, she shoots her gun in the air and cries to herself knowing that it will be the last time she ever sees Spike. This is an incredibly emotionally powerful scene and certainly one of my favourite moments in the entire show. If this show was made in the US or UK, I am almost certain that Faye and Spike would have fallen in love and started dating. The fact that they remain friends and simply have a mutual respect for each other is one of the smartest things this show did. I've pretty much said all there is to say about Ed and Ein, so I won't go into them that much. The two are very funny and have tons of chemistry together. A lot of people dislike them simply because they're the comic reliefs of the show, but I love them. In my opinion, Cowboy Bebop is close to perfect. There are a few problems that I have with the show. My biggest problem with the show is the wide range of episode quality. The great episodes are unbelievably great, and the bad episodes are really boring and confusing. But luckily, most of the episodes are great. However, that doesn't mean I like every episode. In fact, there's even an episode that I completely changed my mind about. Boogie Woogie Feng Shui is considered by many to be the worst episode in the entire show. In my vlog, I said it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. Yeah, thinking back at it, I really don't like it. The bad episodes usually are boring and unfocused. Another big problem is how badly Jet is developed. but I've talked about this already. Honestly, another big problem I have with the show is not really a problem at all, and that is that the show is way too short. As soon as Ed and Ein left, I instantly wanted more from the show. I didn't want that to be all we get. The show went on for 26 episodes, or sessions as they're known. This is about normal for anime shows, but I seriously wish it would have gone on for a little longer. But maybe if the show went on for longer, we'd find the show get worse and worse, so maybe I should take it as a blessing that the show ended when it was at its height, but still I want to see more. Maybe even if they just did another movie set during the series like they did with the other one. With a lot of shows that have received critical acclaim, I worry that I won't like them, especially if I go into them late on. However, Cowboy Bebop almost instantly made its way into my heart. The characters are funny, animation is absolutely fantastic, the stories are really good, the action scenes are top notch, and the sad scenes are incredibly sad. Also, the show is probably the best voice dub on an anime I've ever seen. My favourite episode of the show is Ballad of Fallen Angels, followed closely by the real folk blues and cowboy funk. These episodes sum up really what made the show so great. Cowboy Bebop has quickly become one of my favourite shows of all time and introduced me to a new genre that up until recently I shrugged off completely. I give Cowboy Bebop a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching Channel Changer, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bang.
Things are turning deeper shade of blue, and images that might be real, maybe illusion, keep flashing off and